Hey everybody, this is Adam.
I'm Nicholas.
Today we're playing some Warhammer, which is why you're here.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a 2,000 point game. I've got Daughters of Khaine versus
Soulblight Gravelords.
And
Nagash.
Nagash, the big guy Nagash.
Yep. So he helps get my 1,000 point Soulblight Gravelords to 2,000 point Soulblight, just like that. You know?
Yeah, just the one guy. That's all you need to add.
Yeah. Funny thing about this is like, I painted him in one night. Not any sort of like, it's not specially painted. It's not an awesome paint job, but
It looks good.
I remember like, I got to paint this guy. I probably should have spent more time on him because he's such a big, expensive model, but I pride myself in that I was able to paint him in one night. So here's my one night Nagash. One night stand. That's what I call it. One night stand.
While you're in sunny Florida, be sure to visit
Orlando! Enter into a world of epic adventure.
This is Adam, and tonight I'm playing Daughters of Khaine. We were playing the temple Keltnar. Keltnar gives me the ability to retreat and still charge later in the same turn. And Keltnar also gives me 5 extra Canary life takers that I can summon into the battle as we go. So down below you can see the army. There is 20 witch elves with paired sacrificial daggers. Morathi Khaine up on the building here. And Morathi has the mirror dance spell, the Shadow Queen right behind her. Over here is a Hag Queen on the Cauldron of Blood. She has the Catechism of Murder prayer. 20 more witch elves with bladed bucklers. Over here we have my Blood Rack Medusa, who's my general. I customized her to make her a Blood Rack spider. She has Mind Razor, as well as the artifact Gaze's Falk. All hail Loth. And over here, 20 Blood Stalkers. They are battle line because my general is the Blood Rack. And I've got another 5 Canary life takers that are waiting to be summoned. And that's my 2,000 points of Daughters of Khaine.
Nicholas here with 2,000 points of Soulblight Gravelords. And we'll jump into my list. I've got 10 Dire Wolves as one battle line. I've got the Supreme Lord Nagash, and he is accompanied by 20 skeletons and 7 Sepulchral Guard and 20 more skeletons in the grave. I also have a White King on foot, a Necromancer, and the Vampire Lord. The Vampire Lord is my general. He's got the Alpha Pack, or Pack Alpha command trait and the Sang Siren artifact. I also am hailing from the Virkos dynasty, Virkos dynasty as my allegiance. As my spells go, the Necromancer has the Fading Vigor and Overwhelming Dread, and the Vampire Lord has the Aramanthine Orb and Spirit Gale. I have 2 spells for each of them because I took the Warlord Battalion, which allows me an extra enhancement, and I took the spell enhancement. I also did the Battle Regiment, a chunk of my units first, or at one time, which means I finished my deployment first. Here we have the table deployed. I deployed first, so I gave Adam first turn for round 1. Here we go. Soulblight Gravelords versus the Daughters of Khaine.
For tonight's battle, we are playing the battle plan. Survival of the Fittest has 3 objectives on the table that we are trying to control. Each of us get to choose 3 predator units. Morathi, the Shadow Queen, is one of my predators. The Cauldron of Blood is one of my predators. And these witch elves in the center of the table, those are also predators.
My predators are Nagash, 20 skeletons that are in the grave, and my Vampire Lord with the skull shoulder pad.
Oh, my magic phase. My magic phase. Nagash completely shut me down. I got off Mystic Shield. Out of my 4 spells I can cast, I got Mystic Shield off.
That's all right. You can have that one.
Thank you. Thank you for being so generous behind the camera, Nicholas.
Nagash.
So other than that, I got off the prayer Catechism of Murder. So these guys have Catechism of Murder in the middle of the table here. These guys on this side, Mystic Shield. Morathi did nothing but move forward. The other Morathi kind of scooted back a little bit. Bloodwrack Medusa stayed where she was, the movement phase. My Blood Stalkers moved into this building. They now occupy this building. And I dropped down my first unit of Canary Life Takers. So there they are, over there. That is it for my movement phase. All right, quick recap of what just went down. I moved my Bloodstalkers into this building, and they took all their shots at Nicholas's Necromancer, and that Necromancer is no longer for this earth. Necromancer removed. And just
Wait. You got to shoot this
I got to shoot. I have a shooting unit. For as long as we've been playing Warhammer, for some reason I never pick armies that have any shooting. I've always played like Daughters of Khaine and Orcs for the past couple of years. So I finally get some Bloodstalkers in my army, and they shot all their shots and they killed something. It's a glorious feeling.
They got a great position here on the building. And they just shot right in here and removed my Necromancer. He couldn't do it. He saved 2 of the 12 wounds that went through. So, dead.
I scored 5 points this round. I took this objective. I took this objective. I took this objective.
Okay.
And I got my battle tactic.
End of Soulblight Gravelords round. I didn't do a mid-turn update because I didn't do any shooting or charging. So here we are. We've got bottom of round 1. I did lots of spell casting, and it was looking pretty bleak. I was rolling 9s and 10s on everything for Nagash.
With the +3, so...
Right, with a +3, but with Soulblight, I can, on a 9-up, unmodified, I get to do it twice, or pick 2, 2 targets. So I started casting with Nagash, and I was casting spells at these 2 units here because that's what I could do. So I cast the spell on the terrain feature so that anybody that starts within 3 inches of their movement phase halves their movement phase. Then I cast on Morathi, a -1 Decrepify, which is -1 to wound and -1 damage, but I get to do it twice. So there's a -2 on there. Then I hit her with Overwhelming Dread and Fading Vigor, so she's -1 to hit and she's -1 attacks. I got both of those off, so now this unit here of Witch Elves is also -1 to hit and -1 attack. And then I cast Spirit Gale and did 1 damage, or did 1 wound through to the Witch Elves. With my Vampire Lord, I cast the Purple Sun, Shaish, and so it's out there in the middle. And then I summoned my unit of Skeletons in the Grave, took them over here, and then I just kind of pushed everybody up and hopefully away from Morathi. So at the end of round 1, Soulblight Gravelords took this objective here with summoning them in, 8 models to 3 models. And then I took this objective over here, 10 models to his 7 models. And so then I took, I got full 3 points for the objectives and 2 for my battle tactic, which was to take this objective here. And so that'll give me 5, and that'll give Adam 5. Here we go.
Here we go.
Round 2.
Yeah, let's do it. So I just finished my hero and movement phases. Number one thing, the best thing that happened, I was able to to dispel the purple sun. So glad. It was right here. It was about to cause me a world of problems, but it is not there anymore. So that is done. I was still nerfed, movement nerf, from everything that Nagash did previously, so I wasn't able to go very far with many of my units, but I moved some stuff around that I'm going to contest some objectives. So that's it. I've done my hero phase and movement phase. Now we're going into shooting.
So which ones did you move?
They moved up 6 inches. She moved 3 inches. I'm sorry, no, she moved 7 inches. They moved their 6 inches. They're 3 inches because they're half movement. Mm-hmm. She moved up behind them, and that's it.
All right, here we go. On to shooting and combat.
Just finished up my turn. This is top of round 2. Did a lot of moving around. I was able to maintain my hold on this objective. I just charged in here. I only killed 1 direwolf, which was really disappointing. It was 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. Bad playing on my part. I forgot a couple of rules. These direwolves shouldn't still be here.
No.
Morathi ran in, fought Nagash. They did 3 wounds apiece to each other. Feels like a good exchange in my book. And that's it. Did some wounds with the
Yep.
with the shooting too.
I think you did like 1 or 2.
Just 1, I think.
1. Yep.
I got my objective. I held the 2 objectives, and I got my battle tack. All right, awesome. 5 points. 10-5 right now.
Bottom of round 2. Bottom of round 2, Soulblight Gravelords had their hero and movement phase. I went ahead and tried to heal with Nagash, but he failed on his heroic heal. And then I tried to cast a bunch of spells. So about the first half of spells didn't go off very well for Nagash, but the second half did. I did some debuffs over here with Overwhelming Dread and Fading Vigor and Decrepify. Decrepify failed. But I got 9 on those last 2, so that way I could debuff Morathi -1 to hit and -1 attacks. And because I got a 9 up on both those spells, I added it over here to the Witch Elves as well. Then I cast also the Purple Sun. That's what went off. Purple Sun came out, and then it went 8 inches, tagged Morathi and the witches. And then the Vampire Lord tried to Spirit... I want to keep saying Spirit Glaze. What was the word? Spirit Gale.
Spirit Gale.
Spirit Glaze. And he failed. And then I did some movement. So moved my skeletons forward over here, ran my Spectral Guard up there through the middle, moved my other skeletons through the woods, and retreated Nagash from combat. So, womp womp. He's a little scaredy cat. But here we go. Shooting and combat. All right, to recap real quick, bottom of round 2, combat. We didn't have any shooting because Nagash ran away from Morathi. So Nagash ended up over here. So he didn't get to shoot. So I charged in my skeletons from over here into the Khaine
Life Takers. And then I charged the skeletons over here into the backside of the Witch Elves. As you can see, there's lots of models missing from both sides. Well, that's because Morathi and the witches took out quite a few dire wolves and then the skeletons kind of put a little hurting on the Witch Elves. So there we are. Soulblight Gravelords scored their max points because they took the center objective for Seize the Center. So I got 5 points to Soulblight, and that makes it 10-10. Tied score. Yeah.
Going into round 3. Soulblight Gravelords one priority for round 3, so they decided to take it. And we went into the hero phase and did some healing with Nagash, with a couple of our skeletons and direwolves, and we also cast a couple of spells and killed off the remaining witch elves in the middle. Taking some bravery tests at -2 bravery kind of helped, and so that took them out. I chose the battle tactic this round to take out a battle line unit. I actually didn't. I forgot, so we decided to roll on it, and that's what I got.
Oh, yeah.
So I got lucky. Adam's a nice guy, and so then I cast some more spells, put a lot of buffs on Morathi here with Overwhelming Dread, Fading Vigor, Decrepify. I rolled amazingly, so basically I gave the doubles of that to the Blood Sisters and the Cauldron. And now I've retreated my direwolves back out of range of Morathi. I've moved my skeleton my skeleton horde ready for a charge. I've pushed up my Sepulchral Guard for a little flank attack here on the Blood Sisters. But it looks like they're getting their bows ready. They might be ready to unleash some hell. And then I'm moving my other skeletons back into the fray. So here we go. I got a shooting attack with Nagash this time, and then some combat, or hopefully some combat after some charges. So see you in a bit. End of round 3 for Soulblight Gravelords was a little bit of a mixed bag. I did some good stuff, and then I tried to charge in and do some more good stuff, and I don't know if it was good yet. We'll see. I charged Sepulchral Guard, White King, the Vampire Lord, and all the skeletons kind of came in here. So I got all my charges off, which was great, what I wanted. But I didn't really put the hurt on the Blood Sisters as much as I wanted because of their garrisoning. And then the skeletons over here put some hurt, and the Vampire Lord put some hurt on the Cauldron, but you can see the skeletons are not long for this world. So I failed a bravery, lost 3 in the bravery, so I think I lost a total of 15 skeletons that round. And he only lost 2 Blood Sisters. So here we go. I achieved my battle tactic, and I still have this objective over here and this objective in the middle. So 5 points to bring Soulblight to 15.
All right, bottom of turn 3, Daughters of Khaine's turn. Mixed bag so far in the hero phase. I was able to get rid of the purple sun, but everything else in my magic phase failed, unfortunately. I chose my battle tactic, Slay the Warlord, and that's his Warlord right there. I dumped a bunch of buffs on my Cauldron, so I feel like that's going to be a pretty good fight between the two of them. I ran my Witch Elves up here, did the max run. They can run and charge. As I ran them in, the cowardly direwolves redeployed to try and get out of charge range. They were so brave. They were so brave in the beginning, but now, look what they do. So Morathi moved up just a few inches. I dropped in my last of my Canary Life Takers. So they're gonna try and see if they can do a couple wounds on Nagash, at least tie him down so he has to retreat. He can't shoot later on. So that's it. That's it. Hero and movement. Now we're going to go into shooting and charges. All right, so that's it. We've finished round 3. We've entered the top of round 4, and I've conceded victory. I was able to score 3 points in this last round, taking me up to 13 victory points so far to Nicholas's 15. He got the double turn. I was really spread out. I didn't think I could come back, so I decided to concede the victory.
Yeah, it was a good game. We got into the thick of it pretty quick. But man, my magic phase was just so tough.
Nagash, you got to know how to play him. You need to know how to play against him. My big mistake was I wanted to fight Nagash with Morathi, but you can't just come at him headlong like that because he just kept piling on all these debuffs.
Yeah.
That I couldn't stop his magic phase, and I was in range of all of his spells, so it just like kept doubling down on all the ways that she couldn't fight.
Yeah. So like overwhelming dread, fading vigor, decrepify, all these things that like stack these debuffs. I kept rolling 9s and 10s, unmodified, which I never do.
Yeah, great rolls.
And then I was just able to stack them on. And then I think late in the game, round 3, me taking priority, I was able to stack them on. And so I got back to back being able to keep those things stacked on top of you. So I kept being able to choose who I wanted to fight and who was going to be not fighting so great.
And I felt like going into this turn, I still felt like I had a good shot. I could go at bottom of 3, I was able to come back. I got my Witch Elves so close to being able to get into combat. You had a really smart redeploy that you did.
Yeah.
You moved the dire wolves out of the way, turning a 3-inch charge into a 6-inch charge.
It was like D6, got to get him out of charge range.
Yeah, and you did. You only moved 3, but it was enough. And with a reroll, I couldn't make a 6-inch charge. If I had made that 6-inch charge, I would have got at least the 5 points for that round, which me tied going into even a bad turn priority roll. I think it still would have been a closer game. Yeah. But I just couldn't get the models in there.
Yeah, because it would have been down to the 4 to 5 priority or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And,
it was a good time.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I guess we'll see you next time.
Yep.